answer the same question, but I think one of the main reasons why we wanted to have an alumni association is because we wanted you, the alumni, to have a sense of belonging. We wanted you to be a part of a family, to have a sense of belonging, knowing that you did not just go to America and were abandoned, but you're also part of something very big. And going forward, we believe that the association will be able to carry out numerous activities. I know the embassy has got, a duty to support you in your endeavors, in your initiatives, in everything that you're doing. But the biggest resources that we have is basically ourselves as the alumni. And I'm also speaking as an alumni. So ever since I went to the Mandela Washington Fellowship in 2016, I always thought, like, what's happening with the embassy? And I think I attended like 1 or 2 events after my fellowship. So we believe this association, which you guys voted for into office, will be able to listen to your needs, to your concerns, assist you in each and everything that you're doing. We're coming from different backgrounds, we're doing different things. Some are in the civic space, business, technology, and that's also one of the reasons why we do have these various portfolios, because we really believe within these portfolios we can be able to address each and every one of your needs. So, this is just the beginning. It's their first year in office. Let's support them. Let's give them the opportunity to fail or to succeed. I think they are cooking something very nice, and it can only get better going forward. So basically that's that, to bring together all the participants of the United States government exchange programs into one family. And the association does give us that flexibility to push a lot of activities, community engagement. You can name a whole lot of things that we can do as exchange alumni. So that's basically why we set out as the public diplomacy team, to set up this alumni association. It's an independent board, so feel free to engage. If you've got something you're not happy about, feel free to approach. You can be as brutal as you want. As I've said, they're an independent association, so they are a standalone board, right? So they're not an extension of the embassy, but they're a standalone board representing you guys. So that's pretty much it from my side. I will allow Ben, the slightly taller Ben, to give his own perspective as the board chair. Over to you, Ben. So I will just take this opportunity to introduce the whole, Exchange Alumni Association board members for 2023-2024. So I will start off with the man himself. It's already up here. This is Ben. Maybe you want to. Yeah. So this is Ben Jermaine Ngube, the Mandela Washington Fellow from 2021. Unfortunately, due to COVID, his participation was virtual. But that didn't stop him, from continuing with exchange programs and being, active as an alumni. Because a lot of people would say, I never traveled to the United States, so how am I an exchange alumni? This is pretty much it, So that is Ben, and we have the vice chair. Okay, so we've got our madam here, the lady vice chair, Joy Makumbe. She is our Tech Women alumna from 2015. And then a card from 2022-2023 for Secretary General. And then our treasurer, I think she's the most active person in those groups. No Mandy or Amanda Munyoro, our treasurer. She is an alumna of the Young African Leaders Initiatives, Regional Leadership Center, Yali RLC. What year was it? 2023 participants. And then we have Gwen Mushonga. So Gwen Mushonga is our membership director. So her role basically is to ensure that every member is accounted for. I think our database has over 4,000 alumni. So her role is to ensure that each and every person is accounted for. That's Gwen, Mandela Washington Fellow from 2017. And we have Sheo Tsarai. So we have Sheo Tsarai. She's our programs director. Mandela Washington Fellow 2019. That's Shell. And we have Pedzi. Yes. Pedzi Chimbwanda. Our social events and alumni engagement director. A Mandela Washington Fellow from 2018 as well. Then we have Nicole. She's been moving around. Okay. Please come through. Okay, so lastly we have Nicole. Nicole Shana, she is our communications and marketing director, an alumna of the Academy of Women Entrepreneurs from the Creative Courts. I think we have one more who is not with us. That is Patience Mukweza, who is our research monitoring and evaluation director. So a round of applause for our board. So I will now give this opportunity to Ben to answer that question and get us, I think you've got 5 minutes.
I'll use 4. Hello? Oh, I'm tall enough. Should I still stand up? I think I will. Right, thank you for this opportunity to stand in front of you all and talk to you. So today I want you to meet Rumbidzai, right? Rumbidzai completed her exchange program last year. Late last year she had completed the exchange program, but soon she found out a number of things. The first was discovering that she's now part of over 500,000 exchange alumni globally, right? She also found out that there are over 45 different exchange programs globally some of which can still help her and advance her career. She also found out there are over 100 different funding opportunities for alumni, which could also help her in her community development initiatives. So Rumbidzai's needs are very simple. She wants to grow. She wants to take advantage of all these opportunities and make an impact in her community. But there's one problem. She's overwhelmed, and I am too. And Rumbidzai represents many alumni around Zimbabwe like myself, because how is she going to network with such a big alumni association? How do you even locate yourself? How is she going to take advantage of the different alumni programs which are there if there are so many of them? And how is she going to take advantage of all the funding opportunities? There's so many good things and there's too much going on. So this is a representation of what is happening to most of our alumni in Zimbabwe, to say we've joined the alumni and now there's so much out there, but how do we leverage on it? My question to you is, what if? What if there was an association, right, which is located in Zimbabwe with country-specific programs, right? In addition to that, fostering local collaboration and networking with access to all the funding opportunities which you are eligible for, and help in applying and submitting strong applications for those, right? In addition to that, being able to have personal and leadership development, in addition to access to a robust network and support system, a proper ecosystem of people like-minded like you. In addition to that, with a shared goal and vision to advance Zimbabwe. Over and above that, led by a board you selected and which is accountable to you. It sounds too good to be true, but this is exactly who we are as the Zimbabwe Exchange Alumni Association. We are the first, and it's our first time in office, and this is what we are trying to achieve for you all, to create a space which you can call home and access all these resources in a simplified way to advance yourself, to advance your career, and most importantly, to create the impact that Zimbabwe needs. It is very clear that there is so much on our plates, and our board is targeting 6 thematic areas. The first is membership. We want to know you, we want to know where you are, we want to know what you are doing. Number 2, research. We want to know your needs. What is difficult for you? What do you want? Just like we did this afternoon. Number 3, we want to communicate with you. We want to hear from you. We want to speak to you. Different platforms for communication. Number 4, the money. We want to help you to fundraise, to create the resources, the necessary financial resources to create an impact. Number 5, we want to develop programs which inform all your processes and help to empower you as an alumna. And number 6, which is the most important in my opinion, alumni engagement. Because we are in this for life. For the rest of our lives, we are together. So we need to be engaged, we need to be together. And from what I've shared so far, it's very clear that the board has got its work cut out for itself. And it's very scary for me. But guess what? It's not just us. You guys too have got lots of work to do. And I'll tell you what you need to do. Number 1, communication. We expect you to tell us what you need, your pain points and your expectations of the board. We need feedback on our work, and always remember, if we do not know it, we can't fix it. So number 1, always communicate with your board, and we'll create more platforms for you to do that. Number 2 is supporting and participation. Everything we're doing is for you. So if you don't support and you don't participate, it doesn't mean anything to us. So number 3, donate and volunteer. We want your expertise, we want your services, we want your products. We also want your money because we'll use it to fund alumni initiatives. Number 4, be an ambassador. Everywhere you go, be a representative of the Zimbabwe Exchange Alumni Association, because this is a brand that we're building together. Number 5, have fun. Enjoy the journey because it is for life. It is a lifetime journey, so have fun, create impact, and let's work together to build an association we are really proud of. I thank you for the time you've given me today, but before I go, I really would like to call the board back so you can clap properly, please. Can you please, can you kindly clap for them? Thank you so much. Louder, please. Thank you. Much louder. 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 Thank you so much.
Hey, board, stay there.
Just a quick.
You're probably wondering who I am. You'll find out in a minute.
Very wise. Yeah. It's all right. Could have been a little happier, though. Okay, 3, 2. Good, thanks.
Thank you so much. I think the time we all have been waiting for has come, where we get to recognize and appreciate the work that the alumni have been doing for the past number of years, as far back as 15, 20 years. I think there have been a lot of questions on the alumni group on the significance of the Alumni Impact Award, but I think as the United States Embassy Harare, we have seen your work, we have seen everything that you've been doing, and this is just a moment for us to recognize and appreciate, the impact that you all are making in your communities and also for Zimbabwe at large. So it is my absolute pleasure to welcome to the stage Ben Pier, who is the acting Deputy Chief of Mission at the United States Embassy Harare. So just a brief intro. Ben Pier is a career Foreign Service Officer and serves as a political economic consular at the U.S. Embassy in Harare, Zimbabwe since August 2023. He previously served as the Deputy Economic Counselor at the U.S. Embassy in Amman, Jordan from 2019 to 2023. His previous Foreign Service assignments include Yugoslavia, Mexico, Armenia, Paraguay, Washington as the desk officer in the Office of Russian Affairs, Cairo, Egypt as senior trade officer. Prior to joining the State Department in 2005, Ben worked for 5 years as senior financial analyst at Intel Corporation in Portland, Oregon. He previously worked at Charles Schwab in Phoenix, Arizona, and at Walmart's international headquarters in Burnsville, Arkansas. He holds an MBA from Thunderbird and a BA from Brigham Young University. He speaks fluent Spanish and intermediate Arabic. He is married to Embassy Harare's facility manager, Sarah Pierce. They have 3 sons studying in the United States at college and 1 daughter joining them in Zimbabwe, who attends high school at the Harare International School. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. you to the other Ben. I understand we need to get a photo of the Ben. So, it's really a pleasure to be with you. Let me pull out my notes real quick. I bring you the warm greetings of our chargée d'affaires, Elaine French, who couldn't make it today, but she fully backs this kind of engagement, and she sends you her greetings, and I'm pleased to be able to stand in her place and share with you a few thoughts. I'm very excited to be with you at our first Alumni Summit in Zimbabwe. It was very exciting. Dino Fara Kuvapano.
Oh, wow.
It is wonderful to have so many alumni here together, renewing contact with the U.S. Embassy and building your own networks. We've been planning this summit since early in this year, and I'd like to give a shout out to one of the Bens, Ben Juro, for all the hard work, the idea, the tireless energy. At the embassy, we knew that we had not been engaging and making use of this body of leadership and expertise effectively. And so our goal was to reset and rebuild. We want positive interaction with especially the up-and-coming younger leaders in every nation we work with, including Zimbabwe. We recognize that we have a duty not just to build relationships with you all, but to help you expand your networks with other leaders in your fields. We hope that today and yesterday were part of that journey, opening new opportunities and increasing our understanding of the environments you work in and live in and the challenges you face. Over 4,000 Zimbabweans have participated in U.S. exchange programs. At this summit, we welcomed over 350 alumni. So if you do the math real quick, there's a lot more alumni out there that we haven't yet engaged, and I hope that through your leadership they can be drawn into this network. And you represent 25 different exchange programs. I won't list them all, but from Academy for Women Entrepreneurs all the way to the Young African Leaders Initiative and many in between. You as alumni are important to the U.S. Embassy because you are leaders in your communities, in your sectors, and in your nation. You provide us with incredible opportunities for partnership. You provide insight and leadership on topics important to the U.S. government. We chose you to participate in these exchanges because we saw the potential in you to do great things. Maybe you hadn't thought about that, or maybe you have, but you were selected. It wasn't, you didn't just apply as applying for a job. Someone in the embassy, in the public affairs section or one of the other sections of the embassy, saw something in you and said, let's nominate this person or that lady or this gentleman for this program. You each have this fantastic potential, and as Ben Juro said a few moments ago, you're part of something big. As you know from your exchanges, we don't just send you to Disneyland and New York for shopping. You went there to do some hard things, and maybe you went to see some parts of the United States that were not all glamorous. We do have a lot of problems that we face in our own country, and we invited you on your exchanges to help us tackle shared challenges and brainstorm and network with folks of diverse and committed common interests, and really kind of put your thoughts together and learn from each other. Former Senator J. William Fulbright, the longest serving chair of the U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations, after World War II had ended, he saw the tragic effects of war on the world and recognized the need for cross-border collaboration and cross-cultural understanding to find solutions and work together for the common good. His landmark legislation, the Fulbright Scholars Act of 1946, which started academic exchange, was at its heart a peace program. Over the past 7 decades, we have expanded opportunities for students and professionals to build and strengthen ties that unite us with other nations, starting with Senator Fulbright's vision. Each year, the U.S. government welcomes tens of thousands of exchange visitors to our shores to build relations with their American counterparts. And we send about 100 Zimbabweans to participate in such programs each year in the United States. We also connect thousands more here in Zimbabwe with U.S. visitors and through other embassy programs where we bring someone here. And we've been inspired by your stories and by the stories of other alumni who've done incredible things in your fields. Let me just mention a few. Alumni have transformed women's health and helped hundreds of thousands of girls stay in school. Alumni drive innovation in tech policy. You help conquer communicable diseases. You help Zimbabwe address food security. Alumni develop solutions to the climate crisis, alternate energy innovations, waste management project, water-saving techniques, and climate activism. Alumni explore creative ways to get access to capital. Alumni promote Zimbabwean arts and culture on a global scale. Very important this year, alumni helped increase engagement in the harmonized election through voter registration drives, chatbots to help people find their polling locations, discussions about civic participation, media engagements and reporting, and get out the vote campaigns, all extremely important. Alumni are mentoring the next generation in rural communities, at university, in business, and through volunteerism. If you are not a mentor yet, I hope you become one. If you don't have a mentor, I hope you found one this week. Now, I know we haven't captured all of it, but this is just an example of some of the amazing work that you're already engaged in, and I hope gets multiplied now through this summit. Now, it is up to you to be the leader Zimbabwe needs. We are happy to celebrate your successes and help you connect with others, but ultimately you are responsible for the next step, for your own success, to become the leaders in your communities and in your nation. During this summit, I hope you have met others who have the same vision you do. Stay connected, work together to light each other's loads and increase your multiplied impact together. Now, to make even more new connections, if you haven't already met everyone in this room, there's still a chance. We're going to have a cocktail hour in a few moments after the awards, and I hope you have a chance to share some business cards and get each other's numbers in your phones. Thank you for being here. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing your time and talents with us and with the other alumni and with Zimbabwe as a whole. Tatenda. Okay, now it is my distinct honor to present the first Alumni Impact Awards. We appreciated the number and quality of the nominations. Congratulations to all, and we hope that these Impact Awards inspire everyone in the room to reach higher.
A little bit of a room shuffle. Here.
First of all, I'd like to acknowledge all of the alumni that submitted their nominations. Very competitive. I think these are our first Alumni Impact Awards, and the process for picking the awardees was not easy. So just to acknowledge everyone that did contribute to that. So first up is the Exchange Alumni Lifetime Achievement Award. It goes to Tawanda Muzawese. This is in recognition of his diligent efforts and for his outstanding contribution as a long-standing Exchange alumni member over the past 10 years. Tawanda participated in the Professional Fellows Program in 2014. In 2022, he also won the Department of State's Alumni Impact Award for his work with the International Labour Organization.
Thank you very much. It is an honor for me to be receiving this award. I would really love to thank the United States Embassy. I also want to thank the United States Department of State who supported my fellowship, my host organization, Geotech Environmental Equipment, my host family, led by Cindy Solvage. It is so much interesting that a career of 15 years culminates in such recognition. Sometimes a prophet is not recognized in their own land. And this sort of recognition, it gives us power to do more. We have to transform. We have to inspire now. And my whole career in the last 15 years has been dedicated to protecting the environment. Global temperatures will rise by 2 degrees Celsius by 2030. I've also been working on health and safety. Every 15 seconds, a worker dies at work. Every day, 6,300 workers die at work. Annually, 2 million people die at work. And I spend a lot of hours underground, spend a lot of hours in factories, spend a lot of hours in construction sites. And it is really an honor. I'm humbled to receive this award, but it is for all of us. All of us, we are winners. And I hope that we can continue to transform in our communities. And the time for us to do that is now. We are the people that we are waiting for. We have to do it today because we have plenty of time to rest when we die. Thank you.
Moving on to the next category, Outstanding Alumni in Health. It goes to Chipochi Komo. This is in recognition of your outstanding work that has contributed to revolutionizing the feminine hygiene industry in Zimbabwe. Chipochi Komo has led the menstrual health and hygiene space with excellence. Your work has impacted over 20,000 rural schoolgirls with hygiene packs, provided menstrual health education to over 100,000 boys and girls in Zimbabwe.
Wow, thank you so much. Usually, so I'm actually not used to wearing suits like what I've done today. I feel so honored. This is not just an award for me, but many thanks to the U.S. Embassy for, impacting my life by, allowing me to go to the U.S. because this was the seed that she sown in my life to be able to transform the feminine hygiene space in Zimbabwe, because that is where we got to partner with different brands, with different organizations in the US, and bring, through the partnerships, different innovations to Zimbabwe. So the work has just started because now you're on the spotlight. People are really now watching you. So thank you so much. I really feel honored. And to the fellow fellows, I'm so honored. Thank you so much.
The next one, Outstanding Young Alumni, goes to Joshua Masunda. This is a recognition of his tireless contribution of time and talent through the Student Connect Trust, where Joshua serves as a facilitator and volunteer, expanding the reach of the organization and fostering an inclusive atmosphere through collaboration with like-minded young people to provide life skills, business, and leadership training to over 500 young people in Zimbabwe.
Wow.
it feels good to be young, huh? Thank you so much. I'm truly honored and humbled to be receiving this award. Let me mention particularly many thanks to the U.S. Embassy and for believing in us young people, right? For realizing the potential in us, right? It goes a long way for me. Like us, the young people, we are the future, right? We are the future of Zimbabwe, and the future starts now, right? And I just want to thank you all, the board, all the alumni who are here, for believing in us, right? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. God bless you.
Outstanding alumni in business and entrepreneurship, Providence Mo. This is in recognition of your transformative work as a businesswoman who has positively impacted communities in the rural areas of Wange, Plumtree, Lupane, Dete, and Binga through your skincare business, Divine Pro. Providence Mo works with rural women by collecting their indigenous plants, namely the baobab and tamarind, that are used to manufacture skin products.
To God be the glory. I'm really honored for this award. My name is Providence, and the name of my company is Divine Pro Skincare. I thank God because God has given me, the United States Embassy as my destiny partner. Why am I saying that? Because my vision, I really work with rural communities. I practice fair trade, and I find joy. I get joy when I see them, going places. And not only that, we started with cosmetics. And all these cosmetics, I was really assisted because I attended 4 programs. If you look at their preposition value, it's connect, empower, and inspire. I really connected. I was connected because I started in 2016. I was connected to WDDD in Bulawayo, where I was given a mentor who really inspired me, who's so powerful, who does what I like. And then from there, working with her, I was then selected again in 2016, the whole of Zimbabwe, to go and represent AWEP, where I met other entrepreneurs that are doing big things, in Africa. Because I was operating in a small shop, but after AWEP, I came back and I was already supplying retail stores. I supply almost all retail stores in Zimbabwe, and I'm really privileged because of United States Embassy. And not that again, on 2017 again, I was selected, I went to Ghana. I have traveled the world through the United States Embassy, and I'm so, when you travel, when you see different places, you come back a different person. And I'd gone on how to talk about how to strengthen business and trade in Africa. And then 2020, I then traveled to Kenya, where I went and I spoke to the artisans of Kenya, how to turn their obstacles to opportunities. Because my company has a story behind. It has a story behind because I went through a lot, and through that's when Divine Pro was birthed. If you look at our logo, there's a divine hand, meaning that God really came through for Divine Pro. And I thank God for giving me, such destiny partners as United Embassy. And not only that, 2020 when there was COVID, remember I started with skincare. 2020, I'm the first entrepreneur to manufacture the baobab juice. But the baobab juice now is sold in almost Pick and Pay stores, but I did it in my kitchen. Why? Because I was now worried. My women were supplying me with cosmetics, but 2020, no one was buying cosmetics because they didn't have money. Then I decided, why can't I make a baobab juice? I looked at the properties that it's rich in vitamin C. I did it at home, 2020, and I took it for testing at SARS. And I'm glad I was supported, and Pick and Pay started to take all my products. So now we are no longer doing cosmetics, but now we are into what? Into juices and food. Awesome. So this award, it's for my rural women. I wish they were here to take this, this award. And as I speak already, we're in Botswana. We won the international award, Best Exhibitors. People love our tamarind. People love our products. As I speak, there are so many buyers. You talk of Qatar, we buy from Qatar, Russia, China, and all these I just want to see the products being sold simply because of that social responsibility. And through that, I birthed the Divine Pro Foundation. It has run for 3 years. And the theme is hand in hand changing lives. So I was born 8 March 1977 on International Women's Day. Wow. And God spoke to me that every birthday, I don't celebrate it jumping, but I go out and I make a difference. I live them with sustainable projects. I've worked with Mustard Seed. I've worked at Empanden, that's where I did my high school. I was an orphan. I went through a lot, and I'm using my obstacles to turn them to opportunities. And this year, I went to Pier for the first time. Where I source the tamarind. I used to source the tamarind via the bus. I'll go and give the bus driver money to buy me tamarind. I have never met those women in Manjolo. But this year I went there and I met them for the first time. It was really amazing. And I thank God for it.
Thank you so much. Moving on, outstanding alumni in agriculture, Witness Ukama. This is in recognition of his commitments to uplifting livelihoods in marginalized communities. Witness Ukama is an IDLP Impact Award winner, running a project focusing on entrepreneurship, financial literacy, market linkages, and value addition training to women farmers. This particular project has so far equipped more than 100 small-scale women farmers since July 2023 with necessary knowledge and skills to become self-reliant leaders within their communities.
I am so much humbled about this recognition. For me, I'm a finance person, so it is through the IVLP training that I went in America in February to March this year. So there was also an impact challenge where I participated, and I was nominated. So then when I came back, I started to apply the project to rural communities. So I have been to Wedza, I've been to Chiweshe, I've been to Shamba, I've been to Bindura. So we're trying to enlarge the impact and focus on all other provinces. But this recognition, I would like to thank the US Embassy for these initiatives, especially now with the establishment of this alumni. So even for this award, it's not my individual award. I would also want to recognize and give special mention to other alumni members here who have made this vision possible. So I'd also want to thank Mr. Darlington Mafa, Africa. And I would also want to thank my sister Amanda. So this is the power of collaboration. I also want to thank my sister Precious. We've been chatting and we've been encouraging one another. And last but not least, I'd also want to thank my brother. I think he is here, Kuziwa Chatukuta. We have been doing these trainings together. So I want to thank Chatukuta Global Academy. So for me, from all these initiatives, what I have realized is the power of collaborations. Yeah. So it's either, if you want to survive in this environment, it's either you collaborate or you perish.
Okay, so unfortunately or fortunately, the next awardees are not in the room with us because they are out there making impact. So I will announce for positive public impact. I'm not sure if Chad is here, but he can come and collect for his brother, Plot Marco. Okay, so this is in recognition of his unwavering dedication to producing quality content for the Zimbabwean audiences and abroad. As a social entrepreneur, Plot Marco has not just contributed his expertise and significant efforts and time to the industry, but has also made remarkable impacts on the youth, the media, and arts landscape, not only in Zimbabwe but in Africa. Plot has grown his organization, Jibilika Dance Trust, into a social enterprise that empowers youth and communities and initiates several projects helping startups and businesses.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so I was tasked by Chad Marco to receive this award on behalf of the incredible Plot Marco. We all know Plot. He's doing amazing work in the creators economy to advance, upcoming artists. We know his work, and to be here to accept this award on his behalf is such an honor. Thank you so much to everyone.
Okay. Outstanding alumni in creative arts, Gilmore Kumalo. This is in recognition of his outstanding work as a cultural producer, curator, media practitioner, and entrepreneur. Gilmore Kumalo has played a pivotal role in building bridges between different sectors of influence and promoted sustainability through creating platforms that allow others to financially earn a living, and above all, he has created platforms for others to be heard, express themselves, and be seen. He has over the years shown what it takes to be a creative by leading from the front. Outstanding leader within the alumni community goes to McDonald Gurura. In recognition of his impactful role in raising alumni awareness and engagement on contemporary national developments, McDonald Gurura has left an indelible mark through his impactful media programs and initiatives within the alumni. His anchoring of social, economic, and political talk shows, as well as election talk shows on state broadcaster ZBC in 2018 and on 3K TV during the August 2023 harmonized elections, served as a critical platform for insightful discussions on the socio-economic state of Zimbabwe.
His speech. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm deeply honored and humbled to accept the United States Embassy Alumni Impact Award on behalf of McDonald, recognizing his outstanding leadership in the media community. Unfortunately, McDonald is unable to be with us as he is in Kariba facilitating a symposium on behalf of the Ministry of Public Service, Labor and Social Welfare and the National Employment Council, where he has promised to share key insights from the summit panel on the role of the diaspora in the development of Zimbabwe discussed yesterday. I can assure you that this recognition means the world to him. McDonald says the award strengthens his resolve to continue exemplifying the transformative power of media in shaping public discourse and fostering positive change. On behalf of McDonald, I extend heartfelt gratitude to the United States Embassy and the esteemed panel for recognizing his contributions. McDonald is absolutely grateful for the support and encouragement he has received throughout his journey from family, friends, relatives, and colleagues. And last but most importantly, his utmost gratitude to God, without whom his journey would never have started or scaled these heights. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Outstanding alumni in civic leadership, it goes to Yangason Matete. This This is in recognition of his sustained and exceptional work as a pro-democracy and human rights activist. Yangason Matete is a 2023 Mandela Washington Fellow who has worked to promote youth participation in governance for the last decade at grassroots level. In 2020, he founded the project Vote 263, a youth-led initiative that was formed to foster and promote inclusive youth participation in governance, multi-party democracy, good governance, and constitutionalism through civic and voter education.
Thank you so much. My name is Tafaz Gomavunga. I'm from Project Vote 263, and I'm here to accept this recognition on behalf of my director, who is away on official business. So he gave me this speech to read on behalf of him. Esteemed fellow alumni and the USA Embassy staff, I feel honored today to be recognized as the outstanding alumni in civic leadership. In 2020, a group of young people fresh from the walls of Chikurubi Maximum Prison came together to form an organization that is known today as Project Vote 263. Fellow alumni, Project Vote 263 was formed in the backyards of ghetto neighborhoods by young people who cared about their country. They would travel the length and breadth of the country, mobilizing fellow youth to participate in electoral democracy. We reached unimaginable heights thanks to the efforts of all young people who volunteered to knock on doors across suburbs, churches, and campuses. It is on behalf of these young people that I accept this award. It belongs to them. Once again, I thank you for honoring us.
And we're moving on to the outstanding alumni in education, Sipelo Dube. In recognition of her outstanding role as the Zimbabwe Science Ambassador, award-winning science entrepreneur, founder of LEC Biotech, and a Mandela Washington Fellow, now known as the STEM Lady. She's a passionate leader championing education, girl empowerment, and entrepreneurship in the field of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. Sipelo Dube has made a huge impact empowering girls using STEM as a tool for income growth, agency, and well-being of families. Moving on to the outstanding alumni in media and journalism, Golden Maunganize. I think Gordon is showing some commitment here. He was out of town this whole morning, so I'm really surprised to see him. So this is in recognition of his distinguished role in influencing positive change in Zimbabwe and even beyond through his journalistic work and media leadership positions that he occupies. In his capacity as chairperson of Media Institute of Southern Africa, Gordon Maunganize has advocated for the repealing of draconian media laws in Zimbabwe such as IPA, influenced the adoption of progressive laws such as the Freedom of Information Act, as well as a more conducive environment for journalists to operate.
Thank you very much. I would like to, first of all, thank the United States Embassy for awarding me this award. Having gone to the United States of America and learned quite a lot, I discovered and realized that leadership is not in position, but it is how you make impact within your communities. Having a position is the beginning of leadership. I was elected Media Institute of Southern Africa, MISA chairperson for Zimbabwe chapter, and for Southern Africa in the SADC region. Just this year alone, for example, I personally managed to write about 5 letters to presidents of Botswana, Malawi, Mozambique. I also wrote to the chief in Eswatini, demanding or actually calling for the repealing of some of the laws, and also talking about the freedom of expression and the operating environment within the media in those countries. I received positive responses from them. We engaged. That is at the regional level. Within our country, I've tried to do quite a lot, starting with my personal project which I started. Where I come from, I'm from Masvingo. I started Tell Zimbabwe, the newspaper. Tell Zimbabwe, I think most of you probably have seen or read about it. It has become a regional newspaper which is meant to help, like its name suggests, to help communities dialogue with the government, telling their own stories. And it has managed to do more than I expected when I launched it. If you have witnessed, especially towards the elections in 2023, we've moved in almost all the provinces, the 10 provinces of Zimbabwe, helping people to have dialogues, talking about their issues with people who were vying for offices, the candidates and the electorates discussing. That is something that I did. Where I work formally, where I'm employed, I'm a director at Great Zimbabwe University. I'm director for, I was appointed director for a project which was not there. My vice chancellor had tasked me to start a radio station. We pushed and pushed the government to amend the Broadcasting Services Act to allow for the provision of campus radios within the law. And we were granted that provision. We started, and as you may have known, Great Zimbabwe Invest is the first to have that campus radio station, where I'm now the director, and we've helped almost every university in this country. They came down to Masvingo to help them to establish their own radio stations. As I'm speaking, I'm sure 5 they are on air, and I'm very certain they are grateful to the work that we have put to help them to also go on air. I think what we are trying to do, I'm saying what we, because I believe success is not one man's story. There are a lot of people who support, who help you to grow, who help you to achieve. So what we've done is helping the communities, actually through the media, to have what they want, to dialogue, to ask for the things that they would like from the government, and also for the government itself to realize what the people want. Just last week, up to Sunday, we launched the first ever radio festival in Zimbabwe, which ran for 5 days, starting with the training of all the 14 community radio stations that got licensed in Zimbabwe. And they graduated on Friday. The Minister of Information was there, and I think it is the beginning of a new era in the media industry in Zimbabwe, particularly in the broadcasting sector. And I owe all this success to the experiences that I've learned among colleagues within the alumni, the experiences that I've learned in the United States of America, and the support that I continue to get from colleagues and friends. With this, I thank you.
And lastly, outstanding alumni in innovation, communication, and information technology, Caesar Mukwedini. In recognition of your work in the innovation and ICT space over the last decade, and your work as a film and new media content producer.
Hello everyone. I'm sorry Caesar couldn't be here. She's in Amsterdam representing Zimbabwe at one of the largest documentary festivals in the world, and she took some of our extra content from Zimbabwe to showcase to the world. She has, however, sent me a short speech, acceptance speech for this amazing award, and she says, "It is with great honor and disbelief, because she wasn't expecting it, that I accept this award. So many alumni are doing amazing things in their spheres of influence, but this one goes to the Mandela Washington Fellows 2015 cohort, who are now a family. in particular Kudama Kuzwa, that is me, Tino Gambahaya, and posthumously Tangai Murangari and Kelvin Tinashe Mtize were the two fellows that we lost. And also to Munya Blogo for constantly being a pillar of support, allowing me to live through crazy ideas, edge-cutting communication, technology, and innovation. And shaking President Obama was truly a blessing. Yes, we can, and we will.
So that brings to an end our award ceremony. I will invite Becca, my boss, the public diplomacy officer, to give us some closing remarks. We do have a cocktail that is starting at 5 p.m. There will be an open bar. I'm sure most of you are thirsty. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Ben for organizing this whole event. Thank you, Ben. This has been an amazing 2 days. I have seriously loved being here with all of you, hearing your great ideas, hearing what you are passionate about. I really hope that you've made new contacts. I hope you have been re-inspired, because that was the point of this whole thing. We are really grateful for our new board. So let's hear it for our new board. They will help us reach all of you. And you can reach us via them and directly. So anyway, I just really, really wanted to thank you for coming, for giving your time. For those of you who are on panels, thank you so much for leading those. For those of you who won awards, very many congratulations. We really had a good time reading those. Just seeing the impact was very impressive. Everything you are doing is making a difference, so thank you very much. We're gonna have about a pause of about a half an hour, so keep networking while we kind of reset this space. But please take the time to meet more people, keep your networks alive. If you know anybody who's close, get them here, because this is gonna be a fun evening. So thank you again so much. Thanks to the whole embassy team for being here. Thanks to the board, and most importantly, all of you. Thank you so much. If we can have our award winners come on up so we can get a photo of all of you together. And we'll just do one photo with all of our award winners. The rest of you can disperse until the cocktail, which is right outside on the veranda. Thank you so much, everybody. Hey, Ben, Janine.
Mr. Tete, never know.